Blackstone Audio presents Butcher's Crossing by John Williams. Everything that has life gives sign of satisfaction, and the cattle that lie on the ground seem to have great and tranquil thoughts. These halcyons may be looked for with a little more assurance in that pure October weather, which we distinguish by the name of the Indian summer. The day immeasurably long sleeps over the broad hills and warm, wide fields. To have lived through all its sunny hours seems longevity enough. The solitary places do not seem quite lonely. At the gates of the forest, the surprised man of the world is forced to leave his city estimates of great and small, wise and foolish. The knapsack of custom falls off his back with the first steps he takes into these precincts. Here is sanctity, which shames our religions, and reality, which discredits our heroes. Here we find nature to be the circumstance which dwarfs every other circumstance, and judges like a god all men that come to her. Nature, Ralph Waldo Emerson. Aye, and poets send out the sick spirit to green pastures like lame horses turned out unshod to the turf to renew their hooves. A sort of yarb doctors in their way, poets have it that for sore hearts as for sore lungs, nature is the grand cure. But who froze to death my teamster on the prairie? And who made an idiot of Peter the Will-Boy? The Confidence Man, Herman Melville. Part 1. Chapter 1. The coach from Ellsworth to Butcher's Crossing was a Dorothy that had been converted to carry passengers and small freight. 4 mules pulled the cart over the ridged, uneven road that descended slightly from the level prairie into Butcher's Crossing. As the small wheels of the Dorothy entered and left the ruts made by heavier wagons, the canvas-covered load lashed in the center of the cart shifted. The rolled-up canvas side curtains thumped against the hickory rods that supported the lath and canvas roof, and the single passenger at the rear of the wagon braced himself by wedging his body against the narrow sideboard. One hand was spread flat against the hard leather-covered bench, and the other grasped one of the smooth hickory poles set in iron sockets attached to the sideboards. The driver, separated from his passenger by the freight that had been piled nearly as high as the roof, shouted above the snorting of the mules and the creaking of the wagon, "Butcher's Crossing, just ahead."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?